Hello everyone. First of all, I introduce myself as Dr. Krishnan Swaminathan. I'm a consultant diabetologist and endocrinologist based at the Kovai Medical Center and Hospital at Coimbatore. I've been practicing diabetes for quite some time in Scotland, over 10 years duration, and just over an evening, four of our guys, classmates from Madras Medical College, were discussing what we can do back to the society in India. And this gave us the birth of a trust called Idhanyangal, which we ran from Scotland for 10 years before I came back to India. We started with 10 pounds each, and when we came back to India, we had done projects worth around 70 lakhs. So we're mainly focusing on poor children with medical illnesses, especially cancers, diabetes, leukemias, and so forth. But after having come to India, we first came to Madurai. And it was an eye-opener. It just tells how much things can be taken for granted in Western countries where healthcare is universal and parents or children don't need to worry about money for any of their illness. And when I was talking with a mentor of mine, Mr. Varaloti Rangasamy, who is my mentor, he was telling, Swami, you don't need to go out of the way to find projects to help the poor people. You just do what you see in front of your eyes every day. And it hit me like anything, because I was seeing quite a lot of children, poor children with type 1 diabetes. And again, people are really surprised to know that a thing like diabetes can happen in children. In fact, one of our child is 1 year old. From Salem. So between 1 to 20 years of age, we've got around 300 children in our setup alone. And the burden of type 1 diabetes in India is increasing. It would be anyone's child. And in Coimbatore region alone, there should be around 800 to 1,000 children. If you take Tamil Nadu as a whole, there should be more than 10,000 children. And the worrying aspect is that we seem to see 2 to 3 new children every week in our center. So the burden is increasing. And these children need lifelong insulin. So it's unlike the other condition called type 2 diabetes, which happens in middle-aged people where they can get away with tablets. These children need 4 times a day insulin for lifelong. Now imagine this scenario in India. An average family from the lowest socioeconomic status, the salary is around 8,000 rupees. One hospital admission with type 1 diabetes costs around 1 lakh. It just breaks families like anything. If you want to give the best insulin for this child to ensure that the child leads a normal life, that's around 2,500 to 3,000 rupees per month. And if you add consumables, capillary glucose testing and stuff like that, it comes to around 3,000 to 4,000 rupees. How on earth is someone who's going to earn 8,000 rupees per month going to support a child lifelong for about 4,000 rupees per month? And you might want to ask what happens in other governmental institutions. And the problem is that things are patchy. There are long queues, you don't get the right insulin, and protocol-based care is lacking in many parts of Tamil Nadu and India. So they have no other option than to come to bigger centers where the care is much better. So I can give you a lot of examples. You're going to see some of the videos. I've got a guy called Sivachandran, who's family to us now. This guy was actually given up for dead. He was pronounced dead in a hospital. He was rushed to our center, and we resuscitated him. He had type 1 diabetes. His glucose was around 700, and he was in diabetic coma and kidney failure. And now he's able to lead a normal, healthy life with 4 injections per day. He's working in an RDO office now, and all he needed was just 1 fridge along with insulin and consumables. He didn't have fridge at his homes, which led to poor storage of insulin and lack of potency. And just a simple thing like this can be life-changing for these guys and children. The other kid, Verna, actually she had stopped going to school for 2 years because of type 1 diabetes. And it disappoints when you hear that children can't lead a normal life just because of type 1 diabetes. And again, the problem was lack of access to insulin, lack of storage, and all it needed was support from our end to say that we're not going to let you down. So this girl is back to school within a week of seeing us, and she's now happy on 4 times injections per day, and her glucose control is perfect. So we've got children doing their +2 exam, scoring 1,182, now doing BE Mechanical Engineering first year. At this point of time, I've got at least 3 type 1 diabetes pregnant women waiting to be delivered and around 3 who have delivered recently. So I think the awareness on type 1 diabetes should increase in India. I think we should all be able to support such children. We've got around 35 to 40 children in our program as of now, but there are hundreds more waiting for help. Now, what can be done about this? We have started the Idhanyangal Charitable Trust. So this trust's sole aim is to ensure that children with type 1 diabetes lead a normal, healthy life. Children shouldn't suffer or die for want of insulin or for want of money to buy insulin and consumables. We give them insulin pumps. We have donated around 6 pumps for type 1 children, each costing around 1.5 lakhs, which is life-changing, along with consumables. We support college education, especially for girls from poor socioeconomic strata with type 1 diabetes. We run the Attitude Club, and we are planning to give an insurance cover to every single kid from the poor socioeconomic status, so that in the event of an unexpected hospital admission, they don't need to worry about money to pay for hospitals. And we also do diabetes education. Now, what about Idhanyangal Charitable Trust? It's a public charitable trust. Every single rupee and paise goes towards our children with type 1 diabetes. Not a single rupee is used for administrative expenses. All is borne by the trustees. I am the founding trustee of that. We've got Dr. Sujita Damodaran and Mr. Gurumurthy, who are all really passionate about making a change to the lives of children with type 1 diabetes. It is 12A approved. We are waiting for the AATG. I think by the time this video goes through, we should be getting it. And how can you help? 25,000 rupees per annum will help one child for a whole year, and 10,000 per annum will part fund a child for a whole year. And we are not going to crassly ask you just for money. Any contacts, just pass on this message to family and friends, people all around the world. And any links to Rotary clubs, Lion clubs, or any philanthropists who are industrialists, businessmen who are keen to help our children with type 1 diabetes, would be extremely grateful to talk to them or go to their place to talk to them. All our details can be found on www.idhanyangal.org. That's idhanyangal.org. So there are videos, the work that we do, patient testimonials, and details about trustees, and I make a donation page where there is a link to all the bank details. And I just want to finish by quoting Subramanya Bharatiyar. He's one of the most famous poets in Tamil Nadu. If you're really rich, give us gold coins. If you don't have so much of money, give us some simple coins. And if you're not keen at this point of time, at least pass on your blessings to our children. He says, Nidhi migindavai, migindavar porkuvai tarir. Nidhi atravar kasugal tarir. Adu matravar vaichul arulir. Thank you very much for listening to this video, and kindly consider to help our children in whichever way you can. Thank you.